Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As you already know, this is your U.S. General, 5-drawer 2 card with side tray and deep compartment. Today is Wednesday, as you can see. We now back over at the storage unit, getting back to it, getting busy as always. All right. I have been MIA for quite a few days, haven't uploaded any new content to the YouTube platform. I've been kind of tied up, quite busy as of lately with some outside responsibilities, but now we back at it. Okay. Hope all the subscribers out there keeping it safe and blessed as always. You know, it's a wicked world out here right now. It's a lot going on. All right, but now we're about to get back to it. All right. In today's topic and discussion, I want to take a look at a particular item that was purchased over a year ago, back in early January. All right. And just to give a little couple of thoughts and opinions, couple of tips, been going having a little issues and things like that in that nature. So what we're going to take a look at today is the Noco Genius Boost. All right. But as I ain't going to hold you up too much more longer in the introductory of things. But as I always state, as usual, I always keep my signature lingering somewhere in the background. My Dunkin' Donuts coffee. You already know. Cheers. All right. So what I'm about to do is I'm about to get, quite a few things out to the top of the tool cart, and we're going to dive right in. So walk with me. Let's get it. All right, now that I have the Noco Boost out, this is the 150. I believe that these are the second editions. When I first purchased this Noco Genius Boost was roughly about a year ago in early January of 2020. All right, so this was used in the professional settings quite often until I previously stopped working for quite a while. But as I've been outside of the shop, the Noco Genius Boost has been still consistently used, whether here at the storage or whether I needed to take it outside, and take care of other situations and things like that of that nature, right? One thing that I just happened to notice yesterday, because I do actually have the rapid charger that comes separately with this Noco Boost Pro. All right, the model to this boost right here is the 150. All right, and as you can see, it's 12 volts with 4,000 amps. All right, it has this reverse polarity protection features and things like that of that nature. Just as well, it's also included with lights. All right, which you can see here. All right, just yesterday, well, not just yesterday, but actually 2 days ago, I just happened to notice, okay, how the Noco Genius Boost was sitting on a charger, and it was sitting on a charger like all day overnight, and it was only holding 25% charge. Okay, now as you would see, when you're charging, how you can see how you have an out for a USB port and 12 volt. Okay, this is basically, hold on a second. Pardon me, excuse me for the light, and one of my batteries was dying, so I just had to basically just switch one of the batteries to the underhood light. Okay, but what I was just talking about is how you can see the USB port and you have the 12 volt. Okay, this is when you're basically using different attachments such as cell phones, laptops, tablets, and things like that. So it gives you its port here for those particular features. When you want to charge the unit, as you can see here, all right, is the N for 12 volt and USB support. All right, to give a little clearer visual, okay, to the ports, as you can see here with this round port, okay, is where your normal standard charger would normally go, just as well as it can also be provided with a power source by USB. Okay, so what I just happened to notice roughly about 2 days ago is that I had this on a charger, for quite some time, and it was only holding 25% charge, when in most instances, with the rapid charger, it normally charges a whole lot much more faster, okay, than when you would normally use like the USB support and things like that. All right, so just last night I went to charge it again, and it was still doing the same thing with its regular normal charger, and it was only holding 25% charge, which you can see the bar meter, which is here. Okay. I was getting kind of frustrated, you know, behind me actually seeing that, because these units are, they're kind of expensive. They do come with, a heavy premium on them. I'm not knocking the brand or the model or anything like that, because, these do hold up and they do kick a punch. But the thing is that they do have some defects here and there. I believe not so much with the motherboard, but maybe possibly with the port mechanisms that are here. Okay. Not for nothing, just last night I actually made a listing to resell it, okay, for parts and repairs, because it wasn't holding a charge from the regular normal charger. But something told me, let me try to use the USB side. So all of a sudden the USB side started charging it, but it was taking a long time, for it to climb in its bars to 50% to 75%. Now, in some instances, when you first purchase this unit, okay, they tell you to charge it before you actually use it and things like that. All right. It's not so often, depending upon your use and, how many times you need to boost something and things like that. It's not always necessary that you got to have it on a charger every single day, because it does hold its charge. It's not really recommended, I believe, where that you don't necessarily have to charge the unit for a certain amount of time, for like maybe a month or two or whatever, depending upon where you have it stored, where you have it located. Okay. That actually does matter. Most of the majority of the time, all of my equipment, whether electronical, diagnostic, or regular core tools and things like that, is always in climate control facilities. All right. Just as well as the storage unit. It's never cold in here. It's never too warm. It has air conditioning and things like that. So, that also plays a factor. But I still didn't understand for what reason why, that it wasn't holding its charge with the regular normal charger. Now, there's no shorts in the regular charger, okay, because the charger is basically brand new. There's no crinkles or anything. And I highly inspected the wiring when it came to the chargers. All right. But what I did happen to use was an aftermarket USB support that I would normally use for a cell phone, okay, which the wiring and the gauge of the wiring is a whole lot much more thinner. But the thing is that it was charging it when the actual booster charger actually was charging it extremely slow. To give you a good idea of the rapid charger that I was using, just give me a second. So as you can see here, this is the Noco XGC4, and this is a 56-watt power adapter. Now, if you notice right here how it has this green dot, this is an indicator light to show that, that it's powered on. What I did happen to notice, okay, about this particular unit is that the light, okay, wasn't as illuminated as it normally is. I didn't go far to dissect the charger itself to check and see whether there's actually a fuse that is located within the motherboard of this device, because you do have a charging port that is here that goes into the wall, and then this is the wiring that would run, okay, into the Noco Boost here. So it could be a possibility, that it could be a possible bad fuse within the rapid charger, okay? Or if not, then there possibly could be an issue, okay, with the port supply, which basically sits within here. So, I have came across a couple of videos where I did see an individual who was obtaining some of these, and he was breaking it down and dissecting it, figuring out what the problem was and for what reason why it wasn't holding the charge and things like that. All right, so I just wanted to point that out to some individuals out there who may have them, just in case you run into the issue. All right, like hypothetically speaking, say, it wasn't fully charging from its 12-volt port, okay, but you never decided to use a USB to see whether it would still hold its charge or charge it to its full capacity. It may take a little bit more longer to charge with the USB, testically, compared to the 12-volt. when I kept it plugged up with the USB, I had to leave it in overnight. When I'm actually using the rapid charger, it only takes roughly about an hour, hour and a half for this whole unit to like fully charge. Okay, which you can see this is a separate unit. This do not come with this particular unit here. Okay, just as well uh with this box here, it also provides you with other plugins and things like that of that nature. But you know, I don't actually have usage and a need because I'm never really working with outlets that are in these specifications and things like that of that nature. Okay, but after a year's time, and you know, like I stated, you know, I was using this in the shop. I didn't use it very often. I used it maybe more than two handfuls of times in the shop, but outside of the shop, it has been used consistently, whether me being in the storage or me having to keep devices and things like that connected to it so that they stay charged. But when it comes to the devices, it's not, you know, pulling but so much energy, you know, from like a cell phone or a laptop or something like that. There's a bigger difference. Okay. um I don't see no issues with the motherboard or nothing like that. When it comes to the internals, I know that the internal batteries on these have to be charged also. So sometimes if you may get an issue where, you know, you have certain functions that are not working but the booster is still working, it could be a possibility that the internal battery is going weak and things like that. So just something to just keep in mind when it comes to this brand. Like I said, as far as the Noco Boost 150, it has held up well, you know, and did what I necessarily needed it to do. But within a year's time, with me already seeing you know, the little complications that I just recently came across, it was just something for me to take notice to. All right. Fortunately, I did make a listing for eBay to sell the boost, but then once I put the USB in and left it in overnight, and then I realized, okay, now we're finally charged, I actually took the listing down. So for right now, I'll keep it until something, you know, happens, because I didn't necessarily purchase this boost from an online retailer. This was a purchase that was actually picked up on eBay. And you know, these units, I believe the warranty is for roughly about a year. On a Noco Boost website for these particular units, you know, what if you didn't purchase from a normal retailer with a receipt and things like that, okay, they actually do have another option where that you can contact the customer service, and you know, you tell them that basically that the unit was a gift, so you don't have a receipt, or you don't technically know, you know, where the item was basically purchased. And then I believe that they can work with you from there. Okay. As far as contacting them and trying to send it in right away, I believe that they want you to contact them first and explain the issues to them, because I believe that they have customer service that troubleshoot you through diagnosing, you know, the malfunctions of the unit itself. All right. So just keep that in mind. You know, as far as the boost is concerned, I can't really go too much more further into the warranty details, because unfortunately I won't be able to warranty this unit, you know, if it completely fails. The only thing I can basically do is discard it for repairs and parts, and possibly, you know, obtain a couple of dollars for the unit, because they are being sold, you know, damaged. All right. It's not like, you know, if it just goes completely flat, that you just completely lose all your money. You won't gain back a whole lot of money, but you will at least be able to obtain something for the parts, or if someone can repair it. Right. All right, so pretty much, you know, that's gonna be the tool discussion, you know, upon the day when it came to the Noco boost. All right, like I stated, you know, I'm not saying that it's a bad item, or you know, I don't advise for anyone out there to purchase them, because they are good. Just unfortunately, you know, there's human error in everything that is made out there when it comes to technology, and nothing lasts forever. It's all according to, you know, how you maintain and take care of your equipment and things like that. All right. All right. So until the next one, we're going to check you later. Everyone, keep it safe and blessed out there. All right. And until that next tool review, that next modification video, that new toolbox tour and every other different video or content that I tend to upload on this YouTube platform. We're going to check you later. Peace.